All right, welcome back, everyone. John Caruso here, RJO Futures. It is Thursday morning, June 29th. We're going to do a quick hitter on three markets for you guys here today. We're going to take a look at the S&P 500 technicals. We're going to take a look at the gold technicals, and we will also take a look at oil. So up on the chart right now, we've got the S&P 500. Still very much bullish trend on the charts, positive momentum. We're about middle of the range in the oscillator right now, signaling this thing could still have some more upward grind to go until it signals immediate term overbought. We are not quite there yet. So as you can see how we have this chart projected, we had some pullback in here. It didn't quite get as low as we thought it might. We thought we could maybe get back towards about 43.35 to 4,300. The other side of the 61.8. Before it would stop, pivot, and reverse back to the upside to retest these old highs upwards around 4,500 and perhaps that 78.6 Fibonacci level at 45.44. So still think that we've got a little more upside to grind through here in the S&P 500 before we believe a more significant peak presents itself out perhaps mid to late August, and we see a period of risk set in as we move into the fall. So still a little more upside grind before a bigger top presents itself and a bigger period of risk going out into the fall. That's a look at the S&P 500. We're going to jump over to the gold market right now. Gold is in a very weak pattern right now. Still holding a bullish trend. I'm not measuring trend by this immediate term trend line where we did break through, and that was your first sign that we were going to see some trouble in the gold market. We are at the low end of the range right now at 1906. I am not getting an oversold signal down here, which is troubling to me, and that still tells me that we probably have a little more downside to work through before we perhaps see a more significant bottom present itself. We are seeing this slow rollover in the price of gold. The next logical thing to happen here on the chart would be a capitulation that perhaps presents a low in the price of gold. We're not quite there. We still might have a little more downside to grind through. Want to see this oscillator get into oversold territory before you start looking at grossing up your long positions in the gold market. I still remain bullish on gold over the intermediate to longer term, but right now we are in a very weak pattern and setup on the chart. We're going to take a look at crude oil now. Crude oil clearly trading in a range, clearly respecting that $67 range right now. If you take a look at the longer term pattern, still very much bearish trend. We still think that this chart pattern remains bearish, guilty until proven innocent. We might get another grind back into, we'll say 71.50 to 72 before I think it likely stops and reverses one more time back on the downside. Again, 67. If 67 breaks, then I wouldn't be surprised to see it maybe move into the high 50 handle if we are unable to hold 67 on the next retest. But over the very immediate term, I do think we can maybe grind a little bit higher, 71 to 72. We'll see how it responds up there. If it rejects and fails, it has to hold 67. Otherwise, we're going to see it go lower. So that is a quick look at three markets for you guys here today. Hopefully that gets you started on the right foot today.